Hello again everybody and welcome back. Today we're taking part in an event on Vatsim called the Spice Run. So we'll be flying from Hyderabad in India all the way down to Mali in the Maldives. We're parked up here, IndiGo, Gate 51 and A32NX with the fly-by-wire mod of course. And we've got a couple of guys like Flappy Boy, Graham flying along as well, parked around the airport. The weather's miserable, so we've got some really good scenery. You can see it through the lightning flashes. Looks really good, but we'll have a little look in a short while. Started 15 minutes prior to the event, just so that we can go through bits like the flight plan, possible departure routing, get our clearance, and try and push back on time. Expecting this to be a bit of a busy event. Black Boilo, Matchek, welcome. Who else have we got here? Liam, Randolph, Danny, Keela, hello to you guys. David A, one of our channel members, good morning to you, I hope you're well. The route is in the pinned messages. This visibility is getting worse, isn't it? At this rate we won't be able to see the aeroplane. Right, let's go and have a little look at... oh, hello. Try and check out this scenery, see what we've got. We get close enough and we can kind of see it. This is free, by the way. You can download it on flightsim.to. Got the car park and everything off in the distance too. It's a really nice little bit of free scenery. Hideous weather, Jay. Absolutely terrible weather. Victor Oscar Hotel Sierra, VOHS is the 4-letter code for the airport. Thomas, hello, welcome as well. Poland's weather's better today, good to hear. And Matthew, Ola, both channel members. Welcome, welcome. Not bad for a bit of freeware scenery. Not that you guys could see very much. Yikes. Let's get underneath the cover, shall we? It's pretty good. Been thought out, especially for something that's free. It's very, very good indeed. There's a couple of aircraft parked up here as well, off in the cul-de-sac. Graham's one of the guys parked up here. Simon Schmidt, hello to you as well. Welcome. We'll have a look at the METAR in a second, I'll show you guys that. Not sure why model matching's showing me blank aeroplanes today. Very bizarre. Oh, hey ho. Oh, and here's Vistara that's just spawned in. Level of detail's shocking on these liveries. Lovely. So it's going to get busy. You can see the airport's filling up already, look, and we've got 15 minutes to go. We're at stand 51, Matt check. Thomas, if I do that, sadly, we risk breaking the live weather for MSFS, so I want to kind of try and avoid that if I can. Right, so we've got APU half fired up, we need to bleed, so on that goes. And we can come off external power. Nor, hello, welcome. There's the METAR, guys. So the very top line, zoom in for you there. Winds 280 at 6 knots, 5,000 meters visibility in haze. Scattered cloud 1,500. U clouds at 3,000 feet, cumulonimbus broken up 10,000, 27 degrees Celsius, 23 degrees dew point, and QNH 1003. The route today. We're expecting Hyderabad Airport, Aaron. We're expecting a departure 121-850. Let's get our clearance now, shall we? Try and get ahead of the of all the other folks. We're expecting the VABD 5 departure today, so I hope that's what we get. Let me just quickly check the ATIS. ATIS information alpha, scribble this down quickly. Then we've got the METAR that we saw. Expect ILS runway 27 approach, departure runway 27 left. Transition level, flight level 85, squawk mode Charlie. On all taxiways and runways, read back all hold short instructions, NOTAMs, advise aircraft type and position on initial contact. There's Flappy Boy. Not quite sure you're a white aeroplane, but model matching not performing brilliantly today. Right. Let's see. Shamshabad ground. Brief. That's a bit of a. That's a bit of a thing. Macca Simulations, hello. And David Bartley, good afternoon. One of our channel members, hello to you. Matt Jack, you can't find stand 50. It's literally between us, these two aeroplanes here. So this gap with a yellow line, that's stand 50. Oh, well, very warm welcome to you. Hope you enjoy it today. Come off external power. And let's get rid of that. We've got rid of the jetway and stuff as well already. We've got loads of fuel today because it's a Vatsim event. Yeah, Matthew, I think you're probably right, but actually there are breaks in the cloud. If I go towards the window, look, that looks pretty darn good. There is bits of breaks in the cloud, but heavy rain, I guess that's sort of the problem at the moment. Well, I'll show you guys the routing. Navigraph. So using Navigraph, this is the departure that we're expecting from 27 left. Out to Hyderabad, VABD 5 departure, so at 3,000 feet, left turn, heading at 160 degrees, and then flying down all the way to VABD, which is here. From VABD, we're then going to very briefly join the Whiskey 153 airway to LATID, and then we're going to continue all the way down. You can see our route there, all the way down the central bit of India, down to the very southern tip, which is there. And then we're going to head over the water, Indian Ocean, down to the Maldives, landing at Male. So nice little trip, around about 2 hours, 10 minutes flight time roughly, depending on how busy it gets, of course. And I must remember to fire up Volanta as well, and I've just realised as well, really importantly, I need to change my control configuration. We flew the CRJ yesterday, the Aerosoft CRJ, and I've still got that throttle mapping in place, which we don't want, of course. That would be very bad. So, control options. The one thing that gets a little frustrating, having to switch all of these all the time. There we go, all good. Matt check, yes it is, indeed, yes. Ali, hello, welcome. So, that's set, flight director's on, QNH is set, we've got the VOR for the airport tuned as well, and initial maximum climb to 5,600 feet according to the charts, which is a little bit bizarre. Perf page. Go 0.3. Out there. And there we go, we're quite heavy today, 68.3 tons. Reckons we're going to get to the Maldives with half a tank of fuel left, which is all good. So we've got 10 tons, we're going to land with 5.5 tons apparently. It's a Vatsim event, lots can go wrong with delays and things, so right, who have we got here? We've only got ground online. Shamshabad ground, hello, IndiGo 165 radio check. Wonder if they're going to ignore people until half past. Got 5 minutes. Actually, that weather.
Hyderabad ground, this is High Fly 454, radio check again please.
Matthew, I'm not sure, I tend to avoid FSUI PC. Last time I've used it, it caused me significant problems, so I tend to sort of steer away from that. It went through a stage of causing crash to desktops, didn't it? Yeah, now it's cleared up a bit. We'll have a little look, there's a hotel off in the distance there as well. Or GMR Aero Towers, whatever that is. Perhaps there's somebody with local knowledge in the live chat. You have to ignore the level of detail on the livery as well. That's little frustrating as well, but yeah, it looks pretty good, I've got to say. For freeware scenery, it's probably one of the best. Small little details as well, like the guttering system here, drainage system and things, all modelled in. Really hazy. It's clearing up actually, quite nicely. I don't use Hoppy, no. Put a little message onto vPilot to see if we've got any controllers that are actually monitoring the frequency, but now it's been returned. Right, that's done, flight plans all in. We can expect 27, right, so let's put this in now, shall we? A 27 left departure. FBW. Insert. That looks alright. 80 boy, hello, welcome. Hope you're okay. We can't do anything more prep-wise now. We've done the init pages. Got the performance page ready to go. It's actually clearing up, look. There's the airport, looks pretty good. Thomas, no, there are controllers. We've got ground and tower online, but I think because it's an event, whoa. Of all the places to park, it just slapped right in the middle. Don't quite think that's a heavy parking space, but hey ho. Shamsbad ground, IndiGo 165 radio check.
IndiGo 165, Shamsbad ground, VD55.
Thank you, likewise. Refresh the ATIS, everybody's going to start to flood in now. Information Bravo. 1200Z, winds 2708, haze, scattered cloud 1500, view clouds 3000, cumulonimbus broken 10,000, and still departure 27 left. All the rest was the same. Advise info Bravo. Makes the A320 look tiny. It does, yes, Thomas, you're right.
Shamshabad ground, good evening, Vistara 58 Lima, radio check.
If you guys are watching in the background, make sure you hit subscribe, and then you can chat away in the live chat with us all. So be sure to click subscribe, give us a like while you're here as well. It's actually clearing up pretty nicely. Yeah, the LODs on the Dreamliners are pretty horrific, to be honest. It does ruin it somewhat. It's one of the big flaws with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Shamshabad ground, IndiGo 165, A320neo at gate 51 with information Bravo. Request IFR clearance to Mali.
Fly 165, Roger clearance on request standby number 1.
Roger. Yeah, number 1 in the queue. William, hello, welcome.
Shamshabad ground, Vistara 58 Lima, requesting clearance to Mali with info Bravo. at gate 49er. And we start flying with Lima, Roger,
So this event,
number 2,
it should be.
And I fly 165, ready to copy.
A firm, ready to copy. You go 165.
I fly 165, Roger. You are cleared to Malay International Airport as filed. Runway 27 left for departure. Expect radar vectors, runway heading. Initial climb 7,000 feet and squawk 0676.
Clear to Malay International, runway 27 left departures. After departure, expect vectors, initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 0676, I fly 165.
I fly 165, readback is correct, support for pushback and start, Shamshabad QNH is 1003.
We'll go QNH 1003, yeah, I fly 165. Would help if I got the correct call sign. Oh dear. Expect vectors, that's going to be interesting. We're going to end up wiping the whole flight plan, I hope not.
And Red 96 Charlie Mike Roger, you
double check the QNH.
Runway 02 correction 27 left, initial climb 7,000
1003.
0616.
Wind that up to 7,000.
Good to Malay,
0676.
527 left on runway heading, initial climb 7,000 feet, expect vectors after departure, squawk 0616,
Done.
Red 96 Charlie Mike.
And we start flying
Lock the door.
Copy.
Wind shear on.
Go ahead for
All
the start.
alright. Let's see.
Lima, you are cleared to Malay. Expect runway 27.
Aaron, there isn't a departure, it's expect vectors, fly runway heading on departure. So we have to take off and fly runway heading, and then we'll be given a heading to fly by ATC basically, so they're going to control us. So we're not flying with a departure routing today.
Runway heading, expect vectors after departure, squawk 0607.
Taxi stands, where are we? There we go. Airport charts, that's what we want.
Lima, readback is correct. Report for pushback and start QNH 1003. Same for Red Mike 6 Charlie Mike, readback right. Report for pushback and start QNH 1003.
Red Knight,
we're off that.
ready to push and start.
APU is on bleed.
Red Knight 6 Charlie Mike Roger, due to your all the scenery, I don't know at the moment where you are. So pushback and start, I hope facing east.
Push and start approved, facing east, Red Knight 6 Charlie Mike.
Or now basically, according to the ATIS, they want it on for taxi as well.
Ground, good evening, I fly 156 on information, Bravo, requesting clearance to Malay.
Hyderabad ground, I fly 8253, radio check.
I fly 8253,
double there.
Roger, radio 525 and I fly 156, requesting clearance. I fly 156, requesting clearance to Malay. I fly 156, Roger, you are cleared to Malay International, runway 27 left for departure. Initial climb is 7,000 feet.
Let's get the tug ready.
And squawk 0640.
Sasha, it's around about 2 to 2.5 hours roughly. 2.5 hours or so.
I fly 156. I fly 156, feedback report over pushback and start QNH 1003. 1003, thank you. I fly 156.
I fly 165, gate 51, fully ready, request push and start.
I fly 165, Roger, pushback and start is approved. Face west on to Echo.
Push start approved, face west onto Echo, I fly 165.
I fly 137, radio check. Blocked.
Get some of these tasty A32NX sounds.
If you open 7 Tango Romeo VD 505, please change the gate. You're overlapping other aircraft.
Good afternoon, Hyderabad ground, high flight 454.
Push start face west. Wow.
9 requested to VRMM.
Samsung phone, Thomas, yeah, not for me.
Affirmative, high flight 454.
Roger, I fly 454, you are cleared to Malay International, runway 27 left, runway heading on departure. climb 7,000 feet and squawk 0677.
After that, VRMM 27 left, maintain runway heading.
Oh, look at that. Model matching seems to be improving.
7 and climb maintain 070, fly 454.
I fly 454, readback is correct, reporting for pushback and start, QNH is 1003.
Roger that, QNH 1003, have that 454. I fly 8253, requesting IFA clearance to Mali.
Ready for taxi.
Blocked.
I fly 8253, requesting IFA clearance to Mali.
Let's see if we can speed this up.
I fly 8253.
God, this weather's miserable.
Cleared to Mali. Expect runway 27 left for departure.
Matthew Pear, king of the castle.
7,000 feet runway heading. And
Matt check, we're on Vatsim, just a normal Vatsim server, I guess.
I fly 8253 clear to Mali International, 27 left for departure, initial time 7,000 feet, squawk 0625.
And I fly 8253 feedback is correct, reported for pushback and start QNH 1003.
Roger, will report when ready.
Red
I fly 137 radio check. Blocked again. I fly 137 radio check. I fly 137 radio 505. I fly 137 with information Bravo type Airbus A321 request IFA clearance to Mali, ready to copy. I fly 137, roger, you are cleared to Mali International, expect runway 27 left for departure, and runway heading on departure, runway, correction, squawk 0661. Clear to Mali, 27 left, runway heading.
Continent servers are just on UK1, I believe, but I don't think that should matter.
I fly 137, readback is correct, so we're ready for pushback and start QNH 1003. We're ready for push and start QNH 1003.
Available. They're both running a bit high, actually.
Squawk 0661, please.
This is MSFS, so the rain actually falls on the inside of the pane, which makes it completely pointless using the wipers.
137, you are cleared for pushback and start, face west. Clear pushback and start, face west, I fly 137, thank you.
Red 96 Charlie Mike, ready for taxi.
Red 96 Charlie Mike, roger. Hold short, holding point Bravo 3Y, kilo 1 kilo.
Hold short Bravo 3 by...
I wonder if they're going to use 27 right to backtrack.
Red 96 Charlie Mike.
Yeah, match check, it shouldn't matter too much.
Kilo 1 and kilo.
Kilo 1 and kilo, Red 96 Charlie Mike.
Guys, I fly 454, request push and start.
Last station calls on only.
Let's get flaps, we'll just wait for a gap.
I fly 454, pushback and start.
Matt check, we're on Vatsim, you're on about MSFS multiplayer. For Vatsim you turn all the MSF multiplayer settings off. I fly 165, ready for taxi.
I fly 165, roger. Can you make a 90-degree left on to Bravo 4 if possible?
A firm.
Roger, in that case, I fly 165, hold short Bravo 4.
Sharp left and hold short Bravo 4, I fly 165. I kind of figured I was going to ask that. Matt check, are you actually trying to connect to Vatsim or the MSFS multiplayer?
Requesting IFA clearance to Mali, we have information Bravo.
Express India 411 roger, you are cleared to Mali, runway 27 left.
There we go.
Expect runway heading on departure, initial climb 7,000 feet. And your squawk code is 0674.
Matt check, no, you've got to be on Vatsim to be able to see us, I'm afraid.
Correction, from runway 27 left, maintain runway heading up departure into...
Great little livery, it's on flightsim.to. I think AD Boy actually was in the chat a minute ago, painted it.
Thank you, and aircraft calling for push, will we visit?
So 1+F stops, let's go take off config, that's green, it's normal. Loads of new sound updates.
Any aircraft calling for pushback? Who was it?
Yes, Hyderabad 454 and request push and start.
Roger, I fly 454, clear for pushback and start, face east on Echo.
Hyderabad push and start, face east on Echo, Hyderabad 454.
I fly 165, backtrack runway 09 left, vacate on Alpha 10.
Backtrack 09 left, vacate Alpha 10, I fly 165. This is where you hope the controllers are doing their thing. Strobes on. Oh, you didn't paint the IndiGo. You painted one of them though.
2365, we do 4x5.
Tan, yeah, terrible weather.
And Red 96 Charlie Mike from Bravo 3 Kid, backtrack runway 09 left and vacate Alpha 9.
From Bravo 3, clear to enter runway.
It's got tower next, and then we've got 126.15 for centre as well.
Alpha 9, Alpha
Looking
9.
forward to this departure. It's going to be
Red 96 Charlie Mike.
Ethiopian 7 Tango Romeo.
hot shot Alpha 10. Stand by.
Ethiopian 7 Tango Romeo, VG 5-5.
Thanks.
Ground, I fly 165.
111, what's the local QNH?
Subject 8 is... I fly 165, go.
You've asked to backtrack and hold Alpha 10, but that's for 09 right. Has there been a runway change?
My bad, sir. That was a mistake. I can backtrack left and go on Alpha 1, please. Thank you.
No worries, sir. I just wanted to check before I turned. Hold at Alpha 1, backtrack 09 left. I fly 165. Thank you.
Red 96 Charlie Mike, I'm getting that separate.
Hey, my bad.
This is where he's coming directly towards us in the in the cloud.
Team at gate 49, ready for push and start.
Looking. I think I can see. There he is. He's showing Air Cairo for some reason.
Face west, 12 Echo and...
He should be Air Asia India.
Also, Mr. Private Lima, scope 0607, please.
Smoking 0607, Mr. Target Lima.
Hyderabad 1, IndiGo, I fly 8253, request push and start.
Bravo.
So we're going to have full ATC all the way to the Maldives, which is going to be really cool.
First of all, I fly 2825.
Now look at all the lights there, all the aeroplanes.
Aircraft behind you. As for FER, the 7 Tango Romeo.
In fact, the whole airport looks like it's full now already.
So is that for Ethiopian 7 Tango?
Right, Ethiopian 7 Tango Romeo, hello. You are cleared to Male.
Horrible weather.
Runway heading on departure, runway 27 left. Initial climb 7,000 feet. And your scope is 0610.
Good Male, after departure, fly runway heading. Initial climb 7,000 feet, squawk 0610.
Ethan, awesome. No problem at all. D1 or 135. I'm going to turn that off because the sounds are annoying. Engineers need to throw a bit of grease on that, I think. We can't see very much at all. Yeah, Matthew, that's why I try and get out early. Everybody starts shouting over each other on the radio. It becomes very difficult for the controllers then.
Taxi Bravo 4 via Echo and Bravo 4, and flight 4.
The reason why I'm taxiing slow, by the way, is because I'm giving people behind a chance to catch up as well. So Flappy Boy, etc. flying along with us during the stream. Obviously you're watching in the chat as well. Those of you who are, get your push back and start up, and then when you backtrack down the runway, try and roll at a decent sort of speed, 30 knots for example. Sim Scott, hello. Doctor on board, no, sadly not. So the way that Asobo have programmed the rain, it actually falls on the inside of the pane of glass for some reason. Not sure how they thought that was a thing. But the wipers work correctly, they work on the outside of the window, but the rain goes through the first pane.
Pushback and start QNH is 1003.
1003, we'll go, thanks, India 390.
And I fly 137, backtrack runway 27 left, correction 27 right.
Love the volumetric lights though, reflecting off the water, the wet runway. It's fantastic. Kind of wish I was doing this in the 787 Heavy Division mod though.
Red 96 Charlie Mike, you can contact tower frequency 118.450.
Alpha 2 on the right.
Tower 118.450, Red 96 Charlie Mike, thanks for it.
I fly 165, contact tower frequency 118.450.
Contact tower 118.450 for iFly 165. Thanks ATC, enjoy the event, bye. Tower 11845, then we got 12615.
Winds 270 degrees at 8 knots, runway 27 left, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 27 left, Red 96 Charlie Mike.
So we're in the start of the event basically, right ahead of everybody else and all the carnage. Weather radar is on, I think. It'll be interesting. We'll see what cells we're about to fly into as we depart. Shamshabad Tower, good evening. iFly 165, ready for departure at Alpha 1. Bloody fly pad.
Good evening. Hold short, runway 27 left at Alpha 1.
Hold short 27 left, Alpha 1, iFly 165. That's not annoying when it just comes on. The click spots stay active in the background, so. Next Saturday, guys, we're going to be fully staffing Manchester Airport on Vatsim. So I'm going to be ground controller. We've got clearance delivery, tower approach as well online. Hoping to get 2 tower controllers online for that event as well. And it will mean that Graham up already. We have no idea. It's so the weather's so bad. Can't actually see him. Has he gone? Absolutely no idea. I think he's airborne. We'll be staffing it for 2.5 hours for those of you who might want to get started on Vatsim, or for those of you who are Vatsim veterans, of course. Map check, what's max taxi speed? In the UK, I think it's 30 knots max speed, I believe. Might be wrong.
Red 96 Charlie Mike, thank you. Contact
Lots on board, that's really interesting.
Frequency 126.
I do like a little runway backtrack, I've got to say.
Heading and passing altitude. Have a great flight.
J-Bay, yeah, really looking forward to the PMDG stuff. Magic, have you seen the weather reporting to Mali? It looks like it's like this.
Line up and wait, runway 27 left.
Line up and wait, 27 left, iFly 165. Smooth flying, hello again. Hope you're okay. Having a good weekend so far. Nice long 4,260 metre runway for us today. Reese, no problem at all. If you miss one stream, there'll always be another that you can join in with, of course. We've quite a few aircraft on the backtrack now. at this weather.
Fly 165, the wind's 270 degrees at 8 knots, runway 27 left, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 27 left, I fly 165. Oops. Cool. And start a chrono. Let's go. Flex, SRS. 60 knots already. $80 knots. That sticks neutral now. V1, rotate. There we go. I fly 165 airborne passing 3000.
I fly 165, thank you. Contact Chennai Center on frequency 126.15 with your heading and passing altitude. Have a great flight, bye-bye.
Contact Centre 126Y150 with heading and altitude. I fly 165. Thanks very much and enjoy the event.
You as well.
First climb.
I fly 137 tower.
For some reason I must have clicked the keybind. Amar, glad you love it. Chennai Control, good evening. I fly 165 A320neo, heading of 272 degrees and climbing for 7,000 feet through 5,000.
I fly 165, radar contact identified, continue climb flight level 380.
Continue climb flight level 380 and you broke with proceed. I fly 165.
I fly 165, proceed direct Bravo India Alpha.
Roger, thank you. Direct Bravo India Alpha. I fly 165. Which is what we don't want. Direct. Fingers crossed. Please behave, aeroplane. Ugh. Lovely. It's working.
Fly 165, speed restrictions cancelled.
Speed restriction cancelled. I fly 165. We'll be over 10,000 in a second anyway.
Delta 24 Echo Charlie, continue descend to 4,500 feet.
Look at that. That's fantastic.
Continue descend to 4,000 feet for Kilo Delta Echo Charlie. 4,500.
Oh, lightning past the wing.
4,500 for Kilo Echo Charlie.
Oh, look at that. That towering cumulonimbus. I have got to try and get a picture of that. Come on now. Look at that. Why do I get the feeling that should be purple on the weather radar? It's one hell of a storm cell.
Chennai Control, good evening. I fly 137 heading to...
How are we doing? Past 10,000.
At 4 south.
I fly 137 radar contact identified. Continue climb flight level 150.
We're just sort of riding through this little channel at the moment, look, skirting through the cloud.
150, proceed direct Bravo India Alpha, I fly 137.
Let's go standard pressure. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Look at that window view as well. Cyberpunk, hello. Yeah, let's hope. We've had one direct so far, and it took a little while to think, but it got itself sorted out in the end, which is good. That got busy quick.
Chennai control, set by 4008.
Set by 400, go ahead.
Requesting 20 minutes out of cockpit.
Look at that. Wow.
Set by 4008, 20 minutes approved, report one back. Time 1256 now.
Elton, hello, hope you're okay, and Rafman in Malaysia, very warm welcome to you too. This is insane, look at that. Yesterday we flew into Krakow, had some great weather on the way in. We've had some great weather on the way out today.
Fly 137, continue climb flight level 200.
Flight level 200, I fly 137.
That's 230, set squawk 2632.
SAS A32NX went tech, interesting. Was it engine related? There's a couple of issues with the leaps at the moment. Chronic, hello. Well, there are towering cumulonimbus. I think the sim just looks at that and goes, well, that would usually then be a like linked to and associated with a thunderstorm, so it then feeds thunderstorms in. However, it's not too wrong. There are thunderstorms in the area at the moment, so it's kind of accurate, I guess, in these instances. Get rid of that chrono. And we can get rid of that. We're 27 miles out of the airport now. Let's see, what was the keybind I'm looking for? That's the one. Weirdly looks a bit pixelated, some of the clouds, but otherwise all good. Guys, while you're here, give us a little like if you're enjoying it, because there's 116 watching and only 33 likes so far. So if you are enjoying the stream today, give us a little thumbs up. Birdman, hello.
Good afternoon,
Chronic, yeah, that doesn't sound so good, does it? One tiny little cloud, so guaranteed it would be like a little wispy cirrus as well, like that.
Final level, proceed direct Bravo India Alpha.
Proceed direct Bravo India Alpha, climb to cruising altitude,
Apply 137, continue climb level 340.
Magic, thank you very much. If you guys have got any questions about Vatsim or anything like that, please do let us know. What's going to be next? Marley Centre 123900. But that's going to be in a little while from now. but we can get that ready. Flappy Boy's airborne, nice. What I would probably do, Flappy Boy, if you want to get a bit closer to us, is fly basically a little bit quicker than us. So my cruise speed is going to be, let's find out for you, 290 knots, whatever that's going to be on conversion. Chronic, always wanted to do Vatsim, but it's intimidating. Yeah, you know what? It's it can be. Vignesh, welcome aboard. It can be a little bit intimidating, especially if you're going to use voice and maybe you're not quite confident with what to say. But check out all the Vatsim tutorials that I've created on the channel. I've made them as basic as possible to give you guys all the tools that you need to get on the network confidently, basically, and then the rest of it you'll learn by just picking it up. A couple of tips in there as well. If it's your first flight, in the remarks when you file your flight, you just want to put on there that it's your first Vatsim flight or brand new to Vatsim, and the controllers can see that, so they can then work with that. Similarly, like I was saying before we took off, next Saturday I will be the ground controller at Manchester Airport. We'll have clearance delivery online, tower and approach. So if you want to give Vatsim a go, or maybe you've had a couple of flights on Vatsim and you want to throw yourself into something big, just see how you go, then feel free to connect and join us that day. And if you've got any questions, you can see on the live chat Discord, the Discord link for our Discord server. Pop some questions in there, perhaps even the route that you might want to fly on the day, and we can go ahead and just see if that is valid for what you want to do. Correct it if not, so that when you connect, the flight plan, which is kind of the most important bit, is already correct. And then all you need to worry about is asking for your clearance, getting your taxi instructions and using the charts, and you're good. My biggest tip, I know Birdman said there, get confident on Vatsim by using text first. David as well is a controller on Vatsim, I'm sure he'll agree. And I'm not the best controller, so perhaps that's why I find it difficult, but it's very easy to miss people that are using text, because on the actual radar thing there's a tiny little thing that flashes on the bottom left of the screen to tell you that you've got a text message. However, you've got to look there regularly to be able to spot it. But it also makes it more difficult for you when you're trying to fly and you're trying to type responses via text. It makes it quite difficult for somebody that's new to Vatsim to get all of the information out quickly when you're also trying to fly the plane in the sim. So my biggest piece of advice would be just go straight in for using voice, providing you've had a good listen and practice with my tutorials, for example, learning the basic lingo that you need. Everything else you'll pick up by just learning, doing and listening to everybody else. So everybody's welcome on next Saturday. We're going to be going to Manchester Airport with the Mako simulation scenery for the day. 2.5 hours of fully staffed ATC coverage, and we're all going to expect loads of new people. There you go, yeah, voice is easier for controller, it's also easier for the pilot, I promise you guys that.
Bravo India Alpha, climb to flight level 250. Yes, ma'am.
Kilo Echo Charlie, I have runway in sight. Echo Charlie, Roger,
Wobbly Flapper Boy, can I see you? Probably not, I think you'll probably be a bit too far away. There you go, Ashley did one flight on Vatsim, quickly realised that it's much easier to use voice. Went and bought a headset straight after that flight and phone voice ever since. Yeah, that's another huge tip as well. Using something like, look at that weather system down below. using something like a small airport. So Edinburgh with one runway, just one main taxiway and a couple of parking stands. That's perfect. That's all you need. Vignesh, it's called Fly Live. It's free to download, but I can't see it. So only you guys watching can see that banner at the top of the screen. So it's just for sort of streaming, really. For those of you in the live chat who might want to give Vatsim a go, keep an eye on the live chat. If you can't see it, you need to click subscribe first, and then the live chat will unlock for you guys. But I've actually, in addition to all my Vatsim tutorials, all the videos, I've actually created a massive section of PDF documents that you can all use, download, keep for free, and you can share with everybody else. And what it hopefully does, it gives you example conversations of how to get your clearance, how to get your taxi instructions. There's even a Vatsim Oceanic one there as well. So there's the link, it's in the live chat. Feel free to download them, use them as you wish. Some people like to have a video, so if you watch my tutorials and then you also look at the PDFs that I've got in that Google Drive folder, it'll all make really good sense. So when you come to apply it all for yourself, with the PDFs, you'll be able to basically have a really enjoyable first flight on Vatsim. One of the biggest keys is using an aeroplane that you can control. So even when things go a bit wrong, it's learning, it's knowing how to deal with some of the issues that might be thrown up at you. That weather's fantastic. David, awesome, yeah. I think somebody, I'm not sure who actually, but somebody's booked ground next Saturday. But last time we did the Manchester event, it got very busy very quickly, and we ended up having the assistance of a ground planner come online, which was really helpful. Hey up Aviation Sim, welcome. And yeah, there we go. Matthew Presley is a real life pilot. He's helped massively with me learning the CRJ, trying to learn the CRJ. He's been a real wealth of knowledge. And in the live chat there, he's saying, don't be embarrassed or intimidated. New first officers tend to freeze up on the radio on their first day as well. And you know, you've got to work, you've got to learn somehow, don't you? You've got to start somewhere. Like somebody said, the easiest thing is IFR. VFR, there's a lot of technicalities to that, so. Vignesh, awesome. You work for IndiGo. No problem at all. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed what you've watched so far. Nice to chat.
India 411, A climb maintain level 150.
Thank you.
What I'll do before, at the end of the stream, somebody remind me on Discord in case I forget, which I'm likely to. I'll put that link onto our Facebook page, our Twitter, as well, so that those of you who follow us on Twitter and Facebook can do that as well. Fantastic, Vignesh. I'm not sure if you can tell us what you do, but you know, are you an engineer, a pilot, ground crew, cabin crew? Matt check, after you lift off, your throttle goes to idle. What is it that you're using to control? Are you keeping it in toga? Yeah, I'll get that window view back up again. We do like that. Govind, there we go. Vignesh, you've started something now. Govind says Vistara's the best airline in India. Woody Ninja, Kevin, hello. Watching in Mexico, nice one. Welcome to you, good morning. And Mitu, hello to you. Tomorrow we're going to be in... Matt check, yeah, so are you leaving it in flex? Tomorrow we're going to be back in the Heavy Division 787, and we have got the new FSDG Seychelles scenery add-on for MSFS, which is really awesome. Done a little teaser video flying around in the Just Flight PA28 the other day on the channel, you guys to take a look at. And they've built in all of the different airports and all the different little islands around the Seychelles, which is stunning. And they've done a fantastic job, so we're going to be flying tomorrow in the 787-10 Dreamliner Heavy Division mod on Vatsim, and we're going to depart Addis Ababa Bola International in Ethiopia, and we're going to be Ethiopian Airlines. We're going to fly all the way to the Seychelles and land at Mahe, which is going to be really cool. About three-ish hours flight time. Rajan, Vistara's like the new Jet Airways. Yeah, it's a shame they went bust. Actually, they used to be a regular presence at Heathrow, of course. Matt check, that's the problem. So you can't put it into climb. Vignesh, I'm glad you enjoy the videos. When you take off, Matt check, it's a great question. I'm sure others ask and wonder the same thing. You want to leave it in flex or toga, whichever mode you're using, until on the top left of the PFD here where it says thrust climb, until that it will say flex, and below it you'll see something flash saying lever climb, and it's around about 1,500 foot above ground level when that happens. When that appears on the PFD, that is the Airbus telling you, okay, now you can move the throttle back. So it's changed the phase that it's flying in. It's gone on to climb mode basically, and it wants you to then move the throttle into the climb gate. And in the Airbus, that's from that point onwards, that's where it stays until landing basically, until touchdown, when you reduce the throttle to idle. Hopefully that helps. Ground Crew Cargo, awesome. And Nick, welcome back, Sylvan Frequent Flyer. Make sure we update your roles again in Discord, buddy, and we'll get you straight back into that club lounge on Discord. Thank you very much for supporting the stream. And Athava, welcome on board, new subscriber.
Chennai Control, IFLY 8253, pass to 4,500 feet for flight 070.
Mitu loves a bit of IndiGo as well. In low-cost airlines of the world, IndiGo is the best. Birdman, that's a great point as well, actually. Yeah, so it could be that inside your EFB, your throttle calibration isn't quite there. So yeah, as he said there, just check out my tutorial that I've done on the channel. Hopefully that helps if you follow all the steps. And Arjan, welcome. You're IndiGo 137 behind us. Fantastic. You're literally the one that departed right after us, aren't you? If I'm correct. Trevor's new, welcome aboard. New subscriber. Fantastic. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Yeah, yes, you heard us saying IndiGo to begin with then. Yeah, I quickly changed that to iFly. Whoops. I should have just Googled it beforehand, it'd have been easier, wouldn't it? Shows you I don't fly this part of the world often. And we're just coming up to Alt Star and a cruise altitude of 38,000 feet. Right, IndiGo have got 300 aircraft, that's huge, that's more than British Airways, I think. No, American Airlines is the biggest in the world. Wembley, hello. Hi, how would you get this ATC? That's a good question. It's a system called Vatsim. It's free to use, and it works on any simulator. So if you've got, there we go, altitude cruise. Effectively, if you have got any sim, so FSX, P3D, X-Plane, Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is the one we're using, today. You can connect to Vatsim, so you need to download some additional software, and you'll get people then who log into that network as air traffic controllers, some of whom actually are real air traffic controllers, and then they will provide realistic ATC. Jonathan, hello, welcome. Hope you're all doing fine. Was flying on Vatsim until Microsoft Flight Simulator crashed. Ah, no, not again. Where were you flying and what were you doing? Fortunately saw we were online. My day isn't totally lost. Good to hear. Wembley, yes, you can. So you can install Vatsim. It's a standalone system, basically. The only thing you'll need to do potentially is download something called Sim Connect and then add that into your Microsoft Flight Simulator, unless you've already got it within the Steam version. And then you can enjoy this. Get started by checking out all my tutorials on the channel, though. You can kind of understand what you need to do and say and how to do things, which is best for beginners. IVAO is less serious, and there's a lot less training with the controllers, but if you want added realism and you want things as sort of close to realistic as possible, then you want to use Vatsim, most definitely. Why don't I use the TLIS? It's because I only have Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, yeah, the only sim that I've got is MSFS. Currently, aircraft-wise, we've got the flybywire A32NX, which we're using today, the latest development version. And we've then got other things as well. Aerosoft CRJ, absolute favourite in the sim at the moment. Nick, hello. Posted a few messages, haven't heard back from you, to check my membership expired recently. Ah, strange. I tend not to check Discord when I'm streaming though, so if you've just sent some messages, it's probably because of that. I'll have a look after the stream, of course. Gil, hello again. Hope you're okay. Good grief, Matthew. American Airlines, 1,472 aircraft if you include the regional fleets. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, by far the biggest airline in the world then. Wow. Vignesh indeed, yeah, really good. Nick, your tutorials are super helpful. I've got freedom after a few talking to Vatsim controllers. Now I'm equally comfortable in using text to certain parts of the flight. Awesome, that's good. That's great to hear. I'd love to try the TLIS, but I don't have X-Plane sadly, so I'm kind of, you know, I've gone all in with Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's a new sim and I know there's problems, but I'm kind of enjoying flying along and watching the sim progress, so watching everything develop over time.
Continue climb 380, India 390.
How is Vatsim coverage over Indian airspace? Really good actually, we've got full coverage. We're taking part of an event, for those of you who don't know, we're flying from Hyderabad. We're taking part of a big Vatsim event called the Spice Run. At the moment we've just overhead Bengaluru. And we're heading all the way to the southern tip of India at the moment to then head over the LATID Sea to the Maldives. We're going to be landing at Mali Airport in the Maldives, of course. Unfortunately, Vatsim isn't really active in India at all. There tends to be some coverage whenever I have a little look. I've had occasions where, in fact, where did we fly the other day? We did Colombo to Chennai. We had Chennai come on, which is really good. We had Tower Ground, I think, on a Tower and Ground actually, and it might have been Approach and Ground. Trevor, no problem at all. It's at the top of your screen as well, so you can see the progress bar, you can see our cruise altitude, our flight, and our estimated time of arrival in Zulu as well, which is UTC. John, welcome back. Hope you're okay. One big flappy boy, can I see you? I'm not sure. I can't see very much at the moment, except for everything around us. If you guys want to see our position at the moment, let me show you a program called Volanta that we're using to track our route. Here we go.
Say again?
So you can see all the aircraft at Hyderabad. Busy event. That blue purpley line is our route that we've used so far.
Thank you for flying today.
There you go, there's us. And we're just approaching Bengaluru at the moment. That's where we've been given a direct to. Bobble. And we're going to continue down. These blue boxes are ATC, so we've got full ATC at the moment, all the way gate to gate because of the event. That sun's starting to set already. Jonathan, yeah, it depends. I know some liveries can cause problems. Hard to tell without knowing what's in your community folder, I guess. Sasha, you got busy on MSFS, did a 3-hour. Nice, what route?
Present bearing in 156, IFA 156.
Mitty, yeah, different parts of the world you'll have Vatsim and IVAO offering different levels of coverage. I know IVAO around sort of India and the Far East is quite active, but also similarly on Vatsim in the evenings you pretty much always get controllers around Japan, Hong Kong, that part of the world, which is really good. Cythera, welcome, hope you're okay. Cyclone prediction and heavy rains over southern India, fantastic, hopefully we see some of those. Trevor, not too far from Heathrow, but grew up in the Midlands, which is why I regularly do the controller sessions at Birmingham with the Mako simulation scenery for MSFS. Really good bit of scenery if you've not checked it out already. Do like a bit of Birmingham Airport. Looking forward to the Pilot Plus Bristol as well.
Proceed now, direct Bravo India Alpha.
Direct to Bravo India Alpha, IFA 156.
There's Bengaluru Airport. 30 miles. George, hello. I haven't tried the Salty mod recently because I've basically kind of said to them, look, if it doesn't have Direct 2, at the moment, if you put a Direct 2 in, it wipes the entire flight plan in the Salty Sim 747 through the SID or the Star. And you tend to, especially in the Star, you tend to get Direct 2s quite a lot on Vatsim. So because of that, I kind of avoid it, which is a shame because I'd love to do a bit of... now they've done the mirrorless liveries as well, they've fixed the livery problem. I'd love to do some 747 flights, a little transatlantic again, JFK to Heathrow or something perhaps. Not too long either now until that big performance update. It's about 2 weeks away. Trevor from Newcastle, nice one. Uptoon.
Charlie, Hotel, radar contact identified. Maintain present heading, continue climb level 100.
I think that's the weather that Govind, you were mentioning a few seconds ago in the chat.
Heading a 196, continue climb level 250.
Continue climb to flight level 250, Air 196.
Apply 156, continue climb flight level 200.
200 for IFA 156.
Closely similar call sign. Had me thinking that was us then for a second. The chrono, no, it's just block time, so real life pilots will start the chrono at pushback basically until you get back on the gate, park and brake on and engine shut down, and you then stop the clock. That's all that's there for. I've kind of thought I'd just use it today just to see what it does. I don't often click it and use it, to be fair. Let's have a quick look at the Salty Sim Discord server then, just to see if there's been any updates. No progress. Real shame. Direct 2 is, you know, it's such a big thing. It's kind of something that I'm a little disappointed they've not really focused on. The 787 Heavy Division mod though, for those of you who have got Premium Deluxe, that is fantastic. And it can do automated holds and all sorts of stuff, which is really cool. Look at that, check it out, wow. Let's capture a bit of that sunset, shall we? This is what sets Microsoft Flight Simulator apart from the rest. Dweed, welcome on board, thanks for subscribing.
First Charlie Hotel, 27 Bravo India Alpha, climb to flight level 20.
Matthew, exactly.
Bravo India.
Krishna, PMP aren't doing an A350 sadly, and the A330 they did was pretty naff. And they've not actually updated it at all, which is a real shame. Sim for Flight are making an A350. That's going to be really good, but again, you know, that's maybe a year away. And there's Digital Flight Dynamics, I think, is another group. They're making a freeware version. Yeah, as Birdman's saying there, Direct 2s for Vatsim, absolute must. Have to have it. You know what? I've got wing lights on, yeah, let's get rid of those. Yeah, contrast fantastic, aren't they? I'm trying to remember my keybinds, it's been a while since I flew this. Look at that. Performance. Let's see. Somebody asked a question about before. George, loved the 787. Unfortunately, the performance is just a bit too bad. Well, you'll be pleased to know that in 2 weeks, when they release the new performance update, there's been some significant improvements. So, hoping, touch wood, that it's all going to be good. They've pretty much reported up to 15 and as far as 30 to 40 frames per second gains on the sim, dependent on system, which is huge. So really good to hear. Looking forward to that update in about 2 weeks. Sim update 5, I think it is. Any news on the Quality Wings 787? Raptros Gaming's asking. Nothing yet, sadly. Yeah, nothing yet. They were targeting Q2 of this year, but that finished 11 days ago. So, yeah, real sad. No idea, but as you're saying there, the upgrade to Premium Deluxe, if you haven't got Premium Deluxe MSFS already, it's not worth the update price, because it's a huge, I think it's about £80. It's going to be the same price as the Quality Wings one anyway, so if you're going to upgrade to Premium Deluxe just for the 787, don't bother, just wait for that Quality Wings one. You'll get loads more for your money there, like Raptros is saying. Mitsu, nice, controller in IVAO, should try Vatsim sometime. Christian is enjoying the fact we're flying in India. Nice stuff, good stuff, like to hear that. And Shantanu wants us to visit India more often as well. Matthew, indeed, I've actually sent a couple of DMs, and I've sent a tweet and a DM on Twitter to all of the developers involved in this secret study level airliner in alpha at the moment. They've not responded to any of my requests for contact, which is a real shame. Hopefully we find out at some point soon, and then I can give you guys a bit of content with that perhaps. A lot of people seem to be certain that that is going to be an A320neo or an Airbus A320. Part of me thinks it might be an A319 or an A321. Might check. That sounds really bizarre. I'm not really sure what's happening then, really, with your sim. Might be worth re-downloading the flybywire mod again. Thoughts on the A220? George is asking. Not really sure. Whiskey Jet Simulations are making one. That's going to be payware. I had heard rumours that they were struggling with the release for that. However, ooh, I wonder if this secret aeroplane is an A220, and I wonder if the developers are doing something with Whiskey Jet. Because they had told me that they had got 2 streamers approved for alpha testing around about a month and a bit ago. Yeah, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator. Edita's behind us as well. What's your flight number?
Oh, Charlie Hotel, continue climb flight level 400.
Matt Jack, it sounds like a mod conflict with something else then. Or there's an issue with your calibrations for your throttle. PTFS guy. To be honest, if you didn't tell me this was a simulator, I thought it would have been real life. Yeah, you'd be easily surprised, wouldn't you? Heard that Sobo is planning to replace the 787 from a Discord channel. Interesting. Where have you heard that from us? That's new news to me. Replace it as in update it and make it better, or remove it entirely and put something else in? Randolph, I've now got my full setup with MSFS Deluxe. What is now the best way to get flying? Bearing in mind I know very little about the simulator or flying a plane. Well, what would you like to do the most? Would you like to do VFR and fly smaller aeroplanes? Or would you like to fly IFR and go for the airliners? Maruthi, yeah, really good freeware scenery at Hyderabad. Some of the best scenery free actually that I've seen. Really good. Krishna, no, sadly not. But yeah, I'd imagine if somebody created that, that'd be very popular. Rapturous, yeah. I'm really looking forward to their 787, 777 and the 747. I feel like I want to get, look at that.
Shrilankan 484 Chennai. Roger, Shrilankan 484.
Let's get some screenshots.
Turn left heading 180.
Wow.
Turn left heading 180. Shrilankan 484, continue climb level 1.
God, they can't take the 787 away. That's going to cause massive amounts of upset and anger. Randolph, you want to fly airliners, so what I'd probably recommend is maybe doing that beginner tutorial. What we Flappy Boy, have I started descent? No, we have got miles to go yet. We're still over India. So Theory, you'll have to do a little copy paste thing and put it in the members lounge on Discord so I can have a little look. Yeah, the views on MSFS never ever get boring. I mean, look at that. Sheesh, hello, welcome. Hope you're well. It's been a little while.
Roger, Shrilankan 484, next time do not do that without clearance.
Wow. Oh, it was in a new one, so an additional premium deluxe aircraft. That would be quite cool. I wonder if it'll be the Dash 8. She's grown a lot. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I have. We've exploded through 8,000 subscribers. Bearing in mind that we were only at 100 subscribers in the middle of December. Yeah, but the channel's doing really well. We've got a great community behind the channel powering it, so just really appreciate everybody hitting subscribe and enjoying the content. And yeah, you've been with us from the very early days. Mike Shepherd, Konstantinos, welcome to you guys as well. Welcome on board. And Ashish, I'm very well, thank you very much.
Air India 196, continue climb level 3.
It's still just whatever the news is, I guess. Here we go, back into the cockpit for some views. We're skirting through some high-level cloud.
Apply 993, Chennai.
Now, why have I gone to dash? There we go. Glad I noticed that just before we hit the waypoint. That's a clue that the MCDU is going to be a bit of a problem. Matt check, when did we start the channel? So, started the channel back in the end of August last year, but only really just to tinker and sort of have a little go at YouTube, see what it is, see what it's like. My first semi-proper live stream was early October. In December, that's when I really started to sort of focus on trying to make good content. Look at that. Night arrival into Male though. So I'll leave it on live time. Very rare that I fly at night time in the sim, so might as well do that today. 10K's coming soon, I hope so. I've got some nice ideas for some giveaways. We do a lot of giveaways, of course. Try and do one giveaway a month at least to give back to the community on the channel. So we've got one in. Sounds busy for that controller. Got another giveaway coming up soon, but yeah, really looking forward to that 10,000.
Can we continue climb to cruise level 340?
What I'm hoping to be able to give away when we hit 10,000 subscribers, I'm hoping Quality Wings have released the 787 by then, because that is what I intend to give away when that releases to a subscriber. And I'm very much looking forward to that actually being released as well. Get some long calls in. Do I remember what date in August? No. When did the sim get released? Was it the 13th? Was it the 13th of August or something like that? So right at the end, maybe like the 30th of August, 29th of August. Felix, that's a great question. I only ever use the development version personally, so there are issues with it, especially for some reason at the moment the MCDU seems to be going backwards slightly, so that's starting to have issues. So if we get another Direct 2, I fear that this is going to wipe the entire flight plan, which I really hope doesn't happen. Magic, no, it's not then, sadly. I think it's nearer to the end, very end of the month. What arrival are we expecting? It would be cool if it was that date. I can't remember the exact date now, come to think of it. Right, there's MUGBA. So it's going to be the MUGBA 2 Alpha arrival, I think, for runway 36. Oh, Reese, that sounds not too good for us tomorrow. Hope that doesn't happen to us. Oh, that lighting's awesome. Phoenix. 1239's ready for Maldives Center, Malay Center.
Direct Bravo India Alpha, climb level 340.
Direct Bravo India Alpha 340.
Trevor, no worries. I'm sure at some point you'll be able to get something. MSFS is fantastic. Yeah, it's got a lot of haters. It's got a lot of people that don't like it because, for whatever reason it may be, they've got issues with the lack of properly realistic aircraft or something like that. But personally, I don't have many problems with it, and if I do, it's usually user error. It's usually me doing something wrong.
July Centre, Red 96 Charlie Mike, back with you.
Red 96 Charlie Micro.
Have I tried flying through Bermuda? Not yet.
We just got disconnected for a few seconds because of power cutout.
The experimental fly-by-wire is it's about 2.5 months old, Birdman. So it's not been updated for a very long time. So, yeah, probably worth giving a go with the dev version. No idea when the 787 by Quality Wings is getting released, Maruthi. It should have been released from their plans 11 days ago, as I was saying a little earlier on. So, hoping it comes soon. That's going to be a massive release. First proper twin-aisle aircraft for the sim. Clinton, just come across the channel. Have you done a flight to Mumbai by any chance? I have. I think we did Mumbai to Delhi about 2-3 months ago. I've not done one into Mumbai though. Keith, Manisha, welcome on board to you guys, new subscribers.
Can I control express layer 411 with you? Sorry, we had an
Oh, look at that.
network issue, just connected back.
Madness. That is quite incredible though. Yeah, in the at the end of the day, Matthew was just sort of saying there, Microsoft Flight Simulator is literally almost a year old, so it's very new still. They've made leaps and bounds with how fantastic this has been, how much this has grown. I know that there's an issue with the SDK at the moment, where they've broke the SDK, so it's kind of withholding a little bit of progress for some developers that make scenery and things, but that'll probably be addressed in the next update. Ah, Flatboy power cut. Have you lost a bit of position though, or are you still good? Who have we got on Volanta? IndiGo 137. IndiGo 908. Gil 1984 as well, flying along. He was in the live chat earlier. And IndiGo 454. Got very busy. How many departures now have gone out of Hyderabad? We're right at the front of the queue, number 2 actually. Second to take off in the event, which is all good.
Lincoln 484, continue climb level 30.
Oh, Felix, yeah, by absolute far, yeah. Amazing Aviator, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. Trevor, I hope so. That'll be fantastic if we do. First time that we've actually done fairly well with football for a very long time, so yeah, let's, hopefully, fingers crossed, it comes home. Felix, what version have you got actually in, out of curiosity? Have you got Premium Deluxe, or did you go for a different version? Nick, no, I haven't got a virtual reality headset, sadly. I'm not sure how often I would use it though either, to be fair, whether or not I would have... I don't know if I would use it for IFR. Maybe for a bit of general aviation. Valndi, welcome on board. Vanraj, hello. Flight's going very well, thanks. We're into the darkness now, heading over to the Maldives with some thunderstorms around us. Trevor, that was a great question. Let's have a little look at the forecast for the Maldives, shall we? So let's pull it in via the computer. ATSU, AOC. VRMM. Let's put it in properly. Arrival, format 4, printer. Patrick, welcome
Those
aboard.
happy little clouds from Bob Ross aren't happy anymore, so let's help them with a donation sacrifice.
Jonathan, thanks for your tip. Really appreciate it. Really generous, but thank you very much. Really do appreciate supporting the stream. Happy little clouds, yeah. From Bob Ross aren't happy anymore. Absolutely no idea what you mean. There you go, there's the printer auto printing, guys. So if you select format for printer on the MCDU and you request the weather, when it comes through, it will automatically print for you. Another new little feature there. And it says, Male departure, arrival latest information, Juliet, at 1300 Zulu, airfield information, surface wind 290 degrees, 18 knots. So that's a 18 knot crosswind. 10 kilometers or more visibility, few clouds 1,800 feet, scattered cloud 1,200 feet, broken 2,700 feet, temperature +29, dew point +25 degrees, QNH 1008. Departure and arrival runway 36. Expect ILS approach or landing traffic on runway 36 to vacate ASAP. As the X-ray system in use, active transponder with mode Charlie on all taxiways and runways, reback all runway hold short instructions and extended service to Sri Lanka, acknowledge information Juliet. So flight plan, I think we can be safe. Premium Deluxe, awesome. So yeah, you've got the Heavy Division 787, couldn't recommend it enough. Yeah, Jonathan, I'm going to have to Google that reference. Let's program for that ILS. ILS runway 36. We've got two options here, so let's go through how I'm going to work out which to use. So using Navigraph, charts, we're going to want MUGBA 3 Alpha arrival or M3A runway 36. So MUGBA 204 degrees to MM004, then to TechAl at or above 4,000 for that initial approach fix, for that M3A arrival. There's a hold at TechAl as well. We'd have to do that manually if we got that though. ILS Zulu. That's a VOR 12DME for that. So by TechAl we want the ILS Yankee. And then a tracker 00 degrees, the final approach course. So, we want Yankee. Just gonna have to keep an eye on the aeroplane because I can. Sometimes that really bugs out.
I've been calling you since a while. Proceed direct Rocky.
Oh, apologise, I didn't hear. Proceed direct knocking.
I fly 165
I fly 165, pass the message.
I fly 165, proceed direct knocking. I fly 165, proceed direct knocking.
Proceed direct Knocked, I fly 165. I've just got this really working nicely. Please don't break. It broke. No, it's done it. Yes, thank goodness. That's bugged out though. MUGBA VRMM. Oh, that's nasty. Let's come out, let's go back in. Okay, that's really messed up. Brilliant. Right, we need to clean this up then. That's settled. Let's go to heading mode. Clear. Clear. That one. Clear. Stupid plane. This is the problem. Clear MUGBA. No. Doesn't want to clear MUGBA. Let's clear VRMM.
I fly 137 and Chennai.
Insert. I think that's got us safe. Before I take it out of heading mode, I'm just going to check the charts. So Knockid, MUGBA, okay, that's good. Then we're back in the game, and then it should be MM14, MUGBA 3 Alpha, MM004 to Tekal. Lovely. Stupid plane. There's me thinking it was working. Looks like we're flying the rest of the way with vectors then. This is one of the most frustrating things with the fly-by-wire stuff at the moment, sadly. This doesn't happen in the heavy division mod. Now I'm going to have to fly it on low radius to try and hug the line. I'm trying to go direct to MUGBA. So let's go back again.
Can I control fly A253? Could you give the waypoint for...
Let's see if this works.
For direct?
Knockid, MUGBA. Then it's put us back into managed mode, and we're going back to Knockid. There we go, I fixed it. Happy days.
Roger, proceed direct Knockid, so I fly 850.
Slap the devil out of it, Bob Ross. Paul Parker, sorry I missed your question there. Do you use the Aerosoft CRJ 700? If so, how is the system depth? Yeah, love it. It's my favourite aeroplane in the sim by a long stretch, I've got to say. Really do enjoy flying that. If you want to learn how to fly the Aerosoft CRJ, not that I'm amazing at it, I've created 3 really easy to follow tutorials on the channel, episode 1, 2 and 3 across a whole full flight. And I've split it into 3 episodes so that you can just sort of focus on each section of that flight as you're trying to learn the aeroplane effectively. A really nice short easy flight out of Manchester to Rotterdam. But I've got a whole Aerosoft CRJ playlist on the channel for those of you who want to get your teeth into that. A couple of real life pilots, including Matthew actually, who's a real life CRJ pilot in the live chat, one of our channel members. He can vouch for the accuracy of the aeroplane, and another subscriber on the channel, FastFly757, he's a real life CRJ pilot as well in the States, and he's said that he's very impressed with how accurate Aerosoft have managed to represent the aircraft. Matthew, the CRJ has your stamp of approval. Good stuff. Flying in just pitch black now. That's looks like it's fixed itself. It's gone back to that weird uncertainty though, beyond Knockid though. But we'll almost be there, so if anything goes wrong, we'll just vector ourselves. We might well get vectored anyway from MUGBA, to be fair. We've just got to watch all the systems as we fly along. Yeah, that's dark now. Yeah, we need a proper VNAV, we need a proper LNAV, we need a proper flight plan manager as well in the A32NX. It's getting a little frustrating actually. Matthew, so my tutorials have got your stamp of approval. That's nice to hear. Yeah, it's 3 episodes. I can put the link in into the live chat if you guys want that. There's somewhere you can copy paste it somewhere, and you can look back at another time, of course. I can get the link to that playlist for you if you wish. I'll put the Vatsim PDF stuff in there again as well into the live chat, that link for the PDF tutorials I've created.
Proceed direct to Knockid, 096.
Let's get that. Let's get the Aerosoft CRJ tutorials. I'll put the link to episode 1 in there, and then you can follow on episode 2 and 3 from there. There was also a question about when the Aerosoft CRJ 900 and 1000 expansion is coming. Hopefully very soon. This, by the way, is windshield effects on Ultra. So you'll see that the glare shield is actually reflecting against the window. Hopefully you guys can see that as I move the camera views about. Look at that. Reflecting off the window. That's one of the extra bits you get when you ramp windshield effects onto Ultra. Yeah, Jonathan, I'm really looking forward to that as well, actually. That new sim update. Apparently the beta testing for that has been upgraded/updated again with a couple of extra fixes, and it's massively improved the experience for a couple of people testing. I'm not a tester though, so I'm just passing on what I've heard. 123-900 coming soon. And we're now about to go over the LATID Sea. We're just passing over a city called Column, just south of Goa. Matthew, it doesn't have St. Elmo's fire, sadly. I've seen it once in real life, inside the flight deck when I used to work for BA, and it's quite spectacular.
I fly 8253 requesting just 5 minutes. Out of hope.
I fly 8253 negative, not approved due to busy airspace. I say again, not approved due to busy airspace.
Roger.
Roger 225, confirm ready to copy.
Ready to copy, 5625.
Roger 225, clear destination Maldives, left en route, departure runway 27, after departure maintain runway heading, climb initially flag level 70.
In fact, in conditions like this, we could probably see St. Elmo's fire. Thunderstorms all around in the region, cyclones and things. We're flying along all this supercharged air above it in low light, so we could probably end up, if it had a St. Elmo's fire, we could possibly have seen it today, with it fluorescing on the flight deck.
Roger 225, just to confirm squawk 2637.
I've only ever seen it once, Matthew. I'd love to see it again. Bouncing off the windows, the flight deck.
Taxi approved, reported into departure 5625, and just a query, sir, can we take TVM 1 Alpha departure?
Yeah, Jonathan, hopefully if I can ramp everything up to Ultra, I'm going to be really pleased. I've got a fairly budget system. I upgraded the motherboard the other day though, but
Alpha departure, 5625.
I've got a crazy bit of hardware. You guys know that. My spec's not world beating. It's quite sort of like mid-range. Felix, got to say the visuals in MSFS are top tier. I think the only thing that could attempt to rival it is DCS 2.7, but got burnt out on that, playing it for 3.5 years. Good grief. Yeah, we've got lots to look forward to with Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is always nice to see and hear and think about. And yeah, the visuals are pretty good, more so from the mods more than anything else. In fairness, yeah, the progress of fly-by-wire has been exceptionally good.
Arena 3990, proceed direct knocking.
Direct knocking.
Oh, Matthew, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Flight 2365, proceed direct knocking.
Well, that's a bit too dark. We'll have a bit of flood lighting, shall we?
Sri Lankan 484, proceed direct knocking.
So last time we flew into the Maldives, it was daylight. We did a Dubai to the Maldives event with ATC all the way. That was great as well, I've got to say, really enjoyable. The only thing, this is the first time flying in here at night time. Going to be quite interesting. 160 to Knockid, so we're going to be passed over to Marley Control soon. Yeah, Reese, if you can hold on to the end of the year, like you're saying there, looking to you upgrade a proper PC at the end of summer. Yeah, wait and see what the performance updates does for you first, and if that's good enough, hold off on an upgrade as long as you can until then prices become a bit more realistic. I had a little look actually on Overclockers, who made my initial custom-built PC when I purchased it for the MSFS release. All in, it pretty much cost me £1,500, £1,500, and a similar setup with a worse CPU now is about £700 more expensive than it was a year ago, which is crazy. So it's definitely not the time to buy a PC, sadly.
Vistara 168 Chennai.
Go ahead for Vistara 168.
Vistara 168, proceed direct Noki.
Direct to Noki, Vistara 168.
Express India 321 Chennai.
Go ahead for Express India 321.
Express India 321, proceed direct Noki.
Proceed direct move, Noki, the Express India 321.
A little bit more about tomorrow's flight. We're going to be heading to Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. We're going to be flying the 787-10 Heavy Division. We're going to check out all the latest updates from that actually, and we're going to fly all the way over to the Seychelles across the Indian Ocean, which is going to be stunning. Probably on Unicom all the way. And for those of you who want to join us who haven't already purchased the FSDG Seychelles scenery, there is some free. There is a free option on flightsim.to for Mahe Airport in the Seychelles that you can download, so at least you have something to fly into. But I don't think the Seychelles actually exists in MSFS at the moment for some reason.
Red Knight 789 up, proceed direct Noki.
Birdman, the only thing I find on MSFS compared to the X-Plane is that it has a fisheye elongated look at altitude. I've not noticed that. I've only been playing it, flying on the sim for a year. I've definitely not noticed that, but I'm going to have to look out for that now in daylight. Trevor, I do record the landings actually sometimes and watch them back at the end. I could do it today. The only thing, it becomes a bit difficult at times, especially because we're in an event and we're on Vatsim. What it means usually is we have to disconnect from the Vatsim network, then replay the whole approach and landing. At the moment, MSFS hasn't got an amazing replay functionality, so we've got a free mod that does it on flightsim.to called Flight Recorder, which is quite good, but there are some issues with it. For example, like you can't turn the engine off, so we'd have to park up on stand, then stop the recording, disconnect from Vatsim, reconnect. But if you guys want to see that, then I'm happy to do so. It will be night time though, like it is now, so all we would see is that. Prince, we're flying straight and level. PFD's are level anyway, and the standby instruments showing we're level. What we're doing, flight controls, they're all level and centre as well. How are we doing on fuel? 5.5. Good grief, we've used 5,000 kilos out of the 10,000 already. Ever so slight fuel imbalance between the left and the right tank was been loaded actually, more so than used. There's only 10 kilos difference with what's used. Interesting. Ah, that's because they fed the APU out of that one. Makes sense.
Network issues again, just reconnected. We tried reconnecting a couple of times, just reconnected. We are currently direct NOKID, 277 miles out. Flight was 340.
Trevor, I could do it tomorrow actually in the 787-10 as we land into the Seychelles. Remind me tomorrow for those of you who are going to be watching live for that, and that should be daylight. So I'll do the flight recorder mod, keep it on live time. We can replay the landing there into the Seychelles tomorrow. That'd be good. Yeah, MSFS is awesome. I know quite a few people have become born with frustration with the sim at the moment with a couple of the bugs. They've then sort of gone off and got X-Plane instead. I'm not there yet. I still absolutely enjoy MSFS. And I can't think of a reason to switch. I really genuinely can't. The weather's fantastic, the graphics are like nothing I've ever seen in any sim before, and probably will struggle to see in any other sim for a long time. Trevor, what time are we on tomorrow? 1300 BST, so that's UK time, which is 1200 Zulu. 1200 UTC. Yeah, the only thing MSFS is missing, like Paul's saying there, are a good variety of really high level aircraft, high fidelity aeroplanes like the Zebo 737. I'd love the 767 and the 757 in the sim. Trevor, no problem at all. I try and list the flights in advance if I can on the channel. So youtube.com/BritishAvGeek, and you should see what's coming up. I've got one tomorrow, I've got one scheduled next week as well. Yes. Whoa. Yeah, the windshield's quite cool. Kind of looks like a bit of St. Elmo's fire. If it was splashing on the windscreen a bit. It's like a plasma, it's kind of hard to explain really. Reverse screen, hello, have I seen X-Plane's next gen lighting preview? I've seen the next gen video that they put on there a little while ago actually. Was it about a month ago they released something? I saw that, which sounded quite promising, quite exciting.
Apply 156, Chennai.
I fly 156, Pashamas.
Apply 156, crossing now, direct Noki.
Direct to knock, it's I fly 156.
Pinpoint's coming up with a 777. Yeah, not quite soon though, not quite yet. They're a long way off. They know how to model. Sadly, they don't know how to code, I don't think. So a lot of these projects, they're good at modelling. When it comes to actually coding, they then struggle to actually make the aeroplane fly accurately. So even if they've built a whole model that looks fantastic, that's probably only about 10% of the work, 5% of the work. So who knows? Until an aeroplane's actually in the sim and flying, that's when I sort of start to take notice of all of these projects, which is why you don't see me making those sort of MSFS news videos. A lot of them look at stuff that probably are going to be released in about a year and a half's time, if they ever get released, so I sort of steer away from it. Plane selection is a little bit thin, yeah Jay, I completely agree with you there, but the third parties will bring their planes over, just got to be patient. Yeah, really looking forward to, if Free Flight come along with their 757, well to be honest, I'll take any 757 if it's good. A350, 777 as well from PMDG, and the 747 from PMDG, really looking forward to those.
Check your flight plan, so your flight plan is incorrect.
Yeah, so PMDG, as Matthew's saying there, once PMDG wraps their heads around the SDK, it's going to end the competition between the sims. They've nailed the SDK apparently. So really excitingly, although that's a word, the DC-6 that PMDG released a little while ago, which I really enjoyed actually, as you guys know, watching my previous streams flying that and videos flying that, trying to learn it, that was their testbed aircraft, if you like, for the SDK and MSFS, because of how complex the radial engines are and a lot of the simulation that's gone into that DC-6 being a big radial old classic bird. They've managed to do it so well, more so than they thought they ever would have been able to do so. They came out and publicly stated that they've been able to do more than they had ever imagined with the DC-6, and because of that, progress on their 737-800 series and the PMDG 777 have been able to be accelerated, so that the release date estimations have been brought forward which is fantastic.
Can I control iFly?
And you know, when that comes, maybe October, November, we can expect that PMDG 737. It's going to be worth every single penny. Sure, it's going to be expensive, but it's not going to be. It's going to set the standard for payware aircraft in any sim ever. I think, you know, in history of simulation, it's going to be a whole complete other level.
Roger, sir. That is at level 3.
Really looking forward to that.
Roger.
I think their last estimation was around November time. And then their 747 line as well, they're working on that too. That's going to be around the middle of next year. That's going to be awesome.
Good evening, KLM 215 at Coach and Ground requesting iPod clearance to destination assigned.
Yeah, X-Plane, as you're saying, never really got into multi-threading until the update that they're going to be releasing soon. That said, as you're saying, MSFS are about to release multi-threading support for the sim. So again, something that, yeah, the leaps and bounds with progression with this sim.
Runway 27 departure, maintain runway heading on departure, initial climb 7,000 feet and squawk 2674 for KLM 215.
Brandon, you sound like an X-Planer. PMDG quite publicly have basically said that they've been able to bring the estimated dates of the PMDG 737 product, which is going to be their first proper airliner for the sim. They've been able to bring it forward. So their estimation initially was December to January, so the very end of this year into next year. They've now brought that forward to around November. I suspect it might come out around end of October, early November. But yet they've come out and publicly said that they've been incredibly impressed with how good Microsoft Flight Simulator actually is for developers. They've never been able to do what they've wanted to do with Sims before until now. So really exciting from one of the biggest developers in the world in simulation. PMDG have come out and said that. That's hugely promising for all of us that enjoy MSFS. And again, it's another reason why I've just got no intention of purchasing X-Plane as a backup. Quite happy to just fly along with MSFS and just see how it progresses. Aviator in Hyderabad, good evening to you. You taking part in the events? Yeah, J-Bay, yeah, the 747-400 is being developed by PMDG. Middle of next year, hopefully. That I really can't wait for. That in a BA livery, I'll be flying that all the time. Reese, yeah, a little bit more patience I think for that. It'd be worth the wait, most definitely. Blown away with how incredible their DC-6 has been. Dwile, I've missed it once or twice. He's had to call me back already a few times. Well, I'm expecting to be handed over to Mali, control in a second actually, I think. Holds at Tekau might be happening. I hope not. Not for us, at least. There we go. We're going to be shifted over next. That's Graham in front. Red Knight. Yeah, it's a little Dwight, it's a little tough sometimes trying to listen to the ATC, deal with the aeroplane, to flying whatever's going on, flying the plane and chatting to you guys, but you know, I tend to manage okay just about. I've never yes, mountaineering, I've got away early, yes. We were the second to depart in the event, which is always good. There's a massive stream of aircraft flying behind though. Let's get the latest ATIS information, shall we? In fact, let's get the latest METAR. It's a little smaller for a package. We can clear these now. We'll request the TAF as well, which is effectively the weather forecast. Well, yeah, compounding issues then. So there's the METAR. Bearing in mind the runway is runway 36. Winds are 290 at 18 knots, so that's an 18 knot or 17 knot crosswind component actually for us there. That's going to be tricky. Pitch black at night as well, with few clouds at 1,800 feet, scattered cloud around 12,000 feet, broken at 27,000 feet. Good grief. Temperatures 29 degrees Celsius and QNH 1008. Temporarily 5,000 meters with showers and rain. So it sounds miserable. Sounds very wet. I'm going to cheat, just drop this down. Gives me one less thing to do later on. 1008. It's always good to stay one step ahead of the aircraft. And Zulu time currently is 14:15 Z. This is the forecast. So what have we got here?
I fly 156. Can I have a 2-minute break to go to the toilet?
That is grim.
Airline 156 report on back.
Thank you.
So, the forecast shows changing weather from 290 degrees to 18. 290 degrees at 18 knots, all the nines. Few clouds, 1,700. Towering cumulonimbus, so read possible thunderstorms. Broken cloud, 11,000 feet. Temporarily, also, winds 300 degrees at 18 knots, gusting 35 knots with 4,000 meters visibility. Showers and rain and scattered cumulonimbus at 1,600. So, not very nice weather. Yeah, gusts of 35 knots. No idea how this is going to go. I feel like we should have been passed over by now. I'll give him a minute. Then I'll request a frequency change. We've got 4 or 5 aircraft right behind us. While we're doing that and listening out, show you Navigraph. So there's the arrival again, MUGBA 3 Alpha or M3A. Mike 3 Alpha. Down to Tekal. 4,000 feet Tekal. At or above. Then we're going to be turning north. ILS Yankee runway 36. So we're going to be Tekal at 4,000, and then we're going to be descending down to 6.3 DME, where we want to intercept the glide slope at 2,000 feet above the ocean for a 3-degree glide path there. There's our MDA of 240 feet, and the DH of 235, so there's only 5 feet of difference there over the airport elevation, you can see there. And it's a nice little straight-in approach. We're going to tune the Malay VOHS of 1147 in a second, and we need to make sure the ILS DME frequency is tuned for 1087 as well for that ILS approach. We've got a final approach course of 002. Missed approach wise, climb straight ahead to 4,000. Tracker 002 to Erdiv and hold or as directed. So there's the approach plates. Who's IndiGo 137? It's like they're literally underneath me. This is like having a co-pilot. Right. Radnav. Emily, 1147, 1087 is there, and IML, that's correct as well, and the course of 002 degrees, beautiful. Pop that in there as well, just for the VOR, for the sake of that. And that's all good. All that we need to worry about in a short while is adding in all of our descent data. We know the approach, the MDA is going to be 240 for category C, so let's put that in. And the transition altitude says flight level 130. We'll amend that if I have to. Reese, no problem at all. Pass the message, I flight 165.
165, contact Malay Control frequency 123.90. Good day.
Malay Control 123.90. Thanks for the ATC and enjoy the event. I fly 165. Bye.
Bye-bye. I fly
1239er. Then we've got VRMM approach 119er coming up, 1197. Malay Control, good evening. I fly 165, flight level 380, inbound direct Knocked.
I fly 165, good evening, Malay Control, with identity 5 left 110.
Apologies, I fly 165, I couldn't hear very much of that. Say again.
I fly 165, red identity 5 left heading 180.
Turn left heading 180, I fly 165.
Malay Control, good evening. I fly 137, I fly level 340 direct Knocked.
So,
I fly 137, good evening, Malay Control, red identity 5
literally right below us. There he is.
Cleared by the MUGBA 2 Alpha arrival for ILS Zulu runway 36 for report and ready for descent on flight 137.
So it looks like I've been vectored away, and whoever that is has got priority for approach. He's below, so it kind of makes sense. Don't know how they've caught up though. Information Juliet, 1300, information surface wind 2. Cleared MUGBA 3 Alpha arrival, expect runway 36 ILS approach and fly, maintain heading 180, I fly 165. Can't hear him. Turn him up, hopefully that doesn't deafen you guys, but I've got to be able to hear him, of course. Yeah, that's why. Blasting along. Right, let's do a bit of this, shall we? QNH 1008. Temperature plus 29 degrees Celsius. And current winds 290 degrees at 18 knots. So it's pushing the limits of the aeroplane for crosswinds. Nick, what is that under Barrow coming? Is it MSA or runway heading? Let's have a little look here. So radio, so that is what used to be known as DH, if you remember early days of this. Matchuk, yeah, weather's pretty rubbish actually for us. We've got an 18 knot crosswind, expecting gusts of up to 35 knots apparently according to the forecast. Wow, so that's the IndiGo Airlines call sign basically. So we want to be at 4,000 by TechAl. Let's have a look at some descent calculations. 38,000. We're going to do about 270 knots for descent, and we want to end at, I don't know, 200 knots. We'll do plus 10 knots. 87 nautical miles. So we're already being vectored and we've literally just hit Maldives airspace.
Sri Lanka 101 descend to flight level 160. Descend into flight level 160.
Dwala, literally just go to Google and I typed in IndiGo wiki And then I clicked onto the Wikipedia page, and it shows you the 3-letter code that you need to log in correctly, so IGO, and it will also tell you the call sign that they use too, which is really good. We'll be smashing our way into descent very shortly. We're already in cloud by the looks of it. Wow. Good grief. But nice. What's the spec that you've got? Yes, a DH, Nick, is, you know, at the very bottom here you get the rad out, which is basically it's a sensor at the bottom of the aeroplane that pings a signal to the ground, and it tells you how far the distance is from the ground. That's what the DH, or radio, is linked to, but it's called radio in the Airbus. When Asobo released the sim, they put DH in there, and flybywire have changed that to DH, of course. Matt, check this, Vatsim. We're taking part of the Spice Run event on Vatsim at the moment. I'll show you guys Valanta again to show you how busy it's got behind us, which is why I wanted to depart right ahead of the list. Look at that, just massive line of aeroplanes.
I fly 165 direct, MUGBA.
Direct MUGBA, I fly 165. Too many directs, and it's really risking blowing the whole MCDU up, which I'm really worried about. It seems to have taken that one nicely, thankfully. Let's go back onto managed. There we go. David, yeah, we were on vectors, but he's, for separation, he's basically given. Hopefully, we can see him out the window. There was an aeroplane below us, blasting along. Aryan, actually, I think it was. So we were able to see him. I guess now we're on cloud, so we're not going to be able to. So he's basically given him right of way ahead of us. Because he's below us. Might start to step down now, actually, for descent. Now, as long as we're at or above TechAL at 4,000, we should be okay. Jonathan, no problem at all. Thanks again for your tip. Really appreciate supporting the stream with the donation. I'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully, for a bit of Ethiopian Airlines real ops in the 787. So I hope to see you in the live chat tomorrow, Jonathan. Happy smooth landing. I'll try. I'll try. 18 knot crosswind doesn't sound great though. Matt check in MSFS ATC. If I put my call sign as Easy738, it would say EasyJet 1123 Easy738. Whoops. Yeah. Yeah, not great. I think that is also the way that, in fact, 123. That is going to be, if you look in your aircraft config folder, so within the livery itself for that EasyJet call sign, if you then look at the aircraft config file, you will see inside there it probably says EZY or ATC call sign equals, and then in commas it might say 1123. If you delete that 1123 out of that file, save it, it blanks it off, so then you can set your own custom values. Hopefully that helps. I fly 165, request descent.
I fly 165, descent 5714.
Descend flight level 140, I fly 165. I'm not going to press VS just yet. I'm going to let the aeroplane spool down first. It drops the throttle, then it starts to descend, and then I try and catch it as it starts to get the nose down. Doesn't catch it very well though. Map check, yeah, it's more of the way that the sim is coded for the in-game ATC. It's not the best. I purposely avoid it. In fact, there's Aryan. Hopefully you can see it literally through the cloud. Every now and again you can see his nav lights just where my mouse is circling. So he's offset us ever so slightly, a couple of miles, and then he's sent us direct to MUGBA. So let's just check our frequencies. It's going to get busy for us. We've got approach, Male approach 119.7. Then we've got 118.1 for Male Tower. And then we're good. We're going to be number...
137 request this time.
There he is, look. The TCAS has popped up now. So that's our first traffic alert of the day. We can't see him through the weather, but he's out there somewhere. Ends run out. All that writing you do on Vatsim is quite a lot. 119.7 for approach, the tower 118.1.
I fly 165, left click 180.
Left 180, I fly 165. There he is, just there. I'll zoom in and he disappears through the cloud again. You can just see. Hopefully you've spotted him anyway. I mean, I don't know how they're going to... Looking at Volanta, the aircraft that are all about to leave the Indian coast, there's about 7 or 8 all bunched up really tight. That is going to be a nightmare for them to manage. We're being blasted around with IndiGo 137. Then we've also got IndiGo 908 behind us as well, tucking in. So the controllers have got their work cut out. They've got a huge amount of aeroplanes coming inbound to the Maldives, and it's pitch black as well, so it makes it difficult for us. Yeah, certainly it's hard to see through the cloud, and that's where the TCAS is helpful. He's 400 foot below, apparently. Which means... Whoa. You can't see him. I think I might pop the belts on early. Get the wing lights on as well. You can see some of that cloud. He's literally off our wing. So just off there somewhere. Oops, wrong button. That's the one we want. Looking. Can't see. Any holds on the approaches? We've got one at MUGBA. No, actually, we've got one at Tekal, and that's it. That's all we've got. We've got a hold at Tekal, which on the Navigraph charts is that. Am I expecting to be in a hold? Possibly. Adam, so this is MSFS live weather, the one that's in the game, in the sim, but as a backup option, I've actually got Unreal Weather. So unrealweather.blogspot.com is basically a free version of Rex. And it's really very good. So if ever, MSFS live weather seems to be pretty good these days, but if ever it bugs out and has a problem, I'll just use Unreal Weather instead. And that then provides, for instance now, it would find the latest METAR for the closest airfield, which for us is Male. And it would feed that in for us.
I'll go to the back one next.
But we're into our descent now.
411 with you, flight level 340 inbound, no case, 40 miles out.
Express India 411, good evening, Maldives control, with identity 5 we are clear to Maldives via MUGBA to Alpha arrival for runway 36 Islands, and report ready 46.
Dwell, no, the A32NX still can't do holds. If we were in the 787 Heavy Division mod, it could. But for us, we would have to fly the whole thing ourselves, basically. Which is fine. I'll just use track FPA mode up here. Been a while since I've flown this, though. Oh dear. Let's get the VOR on, start tracking that 86 miles away. So you've got that needle on the nav display now. If I go to nav mode, you can see it there a bit better. Like so.
Sri Lanka 101, speed 250 now.
Speed 250,
Wow, that's straight off the nose. No precipitation, apparently.
India 390, would you follow 360?
India to 390, good evening, Mali Control, good at 5, you're free to Mali via 2 Alpha arrival.
You guys want to make your own sail count plate though, by the way, as well. I've done a little tutorial, shows you how to edit that. Nice little feature to personalise your aircraft.
Ready for descent, Air India 390, thanks.
Can't see very much, we're being vectored well away. I hope we're not being pushed in the queue, pushed back in the queue. One thing I didn't do today is put in there that I'm streaming. If I show you Volanta, you'll be able to see how far away we're being vectored at the moment off our track. The only other guy is this one, whoever this is in Air India Sri Lankan 101. Matthew, yeah, definitely. Thankfully in this, for those of you wondering how we're going to do holds, we're going to press chrono, we'll be in track FPA mode, and we're going to track 1 minute cycles. We're going to go inbound 003 degrees for a track, or outbound 183 degrees for a track. We're going to fly a 1 minute leg each side of Tekal, basically, the right hand turn for the hold. Because it's not automatically added into the sim yet, into the flybywire mod, frustratingly still, we'll have to fly that and manage it ourselves, but that's no trouble for us. We'll sort that just fine. What's the worst that could happen, eh? It's not like we can see out the window. So
101 left heading 180, correction right heading 1, right heading 2710 and descend 26 after between 1009.
Right heading 270 and descending to 6000 feet, 1009, National 101.
Malay control, Vistara 5 Lima, request to descend.
Vistara 8, correction, Vistara 58 Lima, descend 5 140.
Descend 5140, 8 Lima.
So, interestingly, our clean speed is 200 knots. Slaps need to be deployed at 182, and it's telling us that all flaps at 141, approach speed of 127. Oops. Not that we're there yet, but I want to have a quick look at the airport charts. So landing runway 36. We're hoping for the international west apron, but we're going to touch down and we're probably going to miss Bravo 5, so we're going to have to backtrack on 36. Runway length of 3,000 meters, so certainly long enough. It's got PAPIs, and it's got approach lights, and a 45 meter width, and it's got a slightly displaced threshold as well. We're not even flying the charts at the moment. We've even passed Dobdo, which is the next arrival potential route. What other options have we got? We might get a Gaxa. They might be vectoring us into a different approach. Ah dear. Daddy Fox, welcome on board. Hugo, welcome on board as well. New subscribers. Hope you guys are all enjoying the stream so far. Don't forget to give us a like if you are. Put it in manual mode. We will in a little while, Akash. When we get closer to approach, we're flying at ILS. Once I can see the runway and the PAPIs, I'll fly it in, probably from about 1,000 feet. We'll fly it in manually. We've got that 18 knot crosswind to contend with though.
Report ready for the MUGBA to Alpha 36 left to expect
oh man. We're being vectored well away.
5225 radar contact established. MUGBA to Alpha arrival into ILS 36 left.
This is why on Vatsim events you always carry extra fuel.
Report when ready for descent.
Well, yeah. Do you think you could get the MSFS Airbus around the Mach loop? Probably not. I'd have to study the Mach loop route actually. I'm probably not the best at navigating that. I'd have to do it a couple of times, I reckon.
I fly 8253. Could we get better change for the ILS?
I fly 252, Roger, expect radar.
5252.
5225, can we track direct MUGBA?
Negative, sir.
Sasha, can you do it? Yeah, can you do a hold at a waypoint? If we get told to.
I fly 8253, ready to descend.
Tyrus, welcome at all. Welcome on board. I was reading GD's message. There is a hold at Tekal on the charts. We will have to fly that manually ourselves, so I will have to input all of the settings myself and fly it manually basically. Level at 14,000.
Confirm level 160 for excess level 5 level 160. Project taking to level 160.
Mali radar, hello, Japan Air 3 Hotel Yankee on heading 180, level 370.
Japan T Hotel Yankee
Hopefully he's got his work cut out. There is a vast swathe of aircraft flying in, but he's given priority, I think, to IndiGo 908 and Vistara 58 Lima as well, which is GIL. Feels like he's given them priority ahead of us, and we've been vectored well away. Malé Airport is actually now off for that direction. 4 o'clock. Akash, do you think I could fly a real aircraft? I'd give it a good go. I reckon I could. In fact, Matthew in the live chat. Right turn, was it 220 degrees, IFLA 165?
I fly 165, right heading 270 and descend to 6,000 feet, QNH 1209.
Right turn 270, descend 6,000 feet, QNH 1009, IFLA 165.
Good evening, Molly. This is Area 196 with you at 47 miles to Knockage.
Update that as well.
906, good evening, Mali Control. Weight identity 53 to Mali via MUGBA to Alpha.
Okay, we're being vectored back in now. Yeah, Matthew, you could probably tell us if you reckon I could fly the CRJ in real life. Feeling an aircraft though, by the way, guys, totally different. Having flown light aircraft in the past as an instructor, the feel of the aeroplane is something you can't replicate in a sim.
My control confirm, I fly 8253 meters.
Tony Flight Train, hello again, hope you're okay.
Firm, I fly 8253.
Everyone's going to need a backtrack, I think so, yeah, and I think that's where it's going to be difficult with holds. Daddy Fox, we're heading into the Maldives. It's in fact directly ahead of us through the through the clouds. Well, I feel like we'll go into the Maldives via Mauritius. Our diversion today is Colombo in Sri Lanka. Yeah, so you can kind of see what he's tried to get us to do here. He's vectored us miles away. He's added about 30-40 miles onto our flight, away from the airport. But we're heading back in now. Tony Flight, no problem. Glad you're here. Brian, hello. Can I ask, when using SimBrief, the ATC is completely way off. Is there another way around this without using Vatsim as quite advanced? Sadly, not.
And it's also on my flight time.
Yeah, sadly not. I'm really not sure. I'm going to have to very quickly level off here, actually, because I've realised our speed needs to be below 10,000.
I fly 225, left heading 180.
All the lights are on now. Need to let that speed wash off before we continue a descent.
So I said 225, left heading 185.
And I'm going to go, oops, no. Aeroplane. There we go. I want 245 knots.
Japan Air Cree Hotel, can request deviate to the left due to weather.
Beyond a shadow of doubt. Matthew, that's really kind of you to say, thank you. I love the confidence. Can absolutely fly the actual CRJ. Landing might be fun. Yeah, I think landing would be interesting. Yeah, the feel of the aircraft's definitely different. Akash, I hope so. Yeah, I'd say just turn off the ATC, I think, in the sim. And then try and get confident with Vatsim. Once you get using that, you'll never ever use anything else again.
Left 180 and descend flight level 140, air India 390.
Sasha, indeed, yes, that's why I've levelled off at 10,000 just before we hit that. I levelled off to get our speed below, although it's we're slipping ever so slightly.
Facility 5 should be expected, Alex.
Let's use a little bit of speed brake. We've got it. Let's use it.
That's unexpected, Alex. 2 wireless P6 left.
Oh yeah, the Quality Wings 787. It's going to be a pay-wear, high-fidelity aircraft. So, you guys love a lot of people love the term study level. Some of you guys might use that to describe it. It's basically going to be that. Ryan, yeah, definitely get confident with it. I don't know if you saw the link that I put earlier, so I've done a whole load of Vatsim tutorials, so you guys can learn to get confident with how to use Vatsim, what to do, what to say, and things like that, over quite a lot of different videos. But I've also, to bolster the videos, I've also done some free PDFs. Check the live chat. There's a link there, and basically what I've done is I've created PDF documents which supplement the information. So download those. It's got example conversations too, which is nice. Certainly, hopefully that people find helpful. Oh yeah, Doctor on board. I know managed will deal with it a lot better. Did you say you used the dev or the experimental version of it? I used the dev version. The experimental version is very out of date. Let's arm that because we're getting close. We want auto brake low. Do 240 knots. Yeah, so this is another thing, Paul, actually. You raise a good question. When the events are really busy and it's an airfield like this, it has only got a very limited amount of stands. They expect you to park up and then log off very quickly. We're all lit up now, ready for the approach. Look, not that we can see very much. Through a bit of cloud all the way. But yeah, always use the development version. Sasha, awesome. What's your favourite aircraft in the sim then? Tekal. I've got my charts held at Tekal just in case we have to hold. But we're not too far off actually, the airfield. QNH 1009er, QNH 1009er. 290 degrees, 15 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or more, scattered towering cumulonimbus 1,700 feet. This is the latest status. Information kilo. Scribble that down. Lots of cloud, all the way down to 1,700 feet, including towering cumulonimbus, which is why the sim is giving us lightning. Yeah, interesting. See, we're almost coming back into our arrival now. So Mike Whiskey 004 or Mike 004, I forget what it is. Then after that is the possible hold at Tekal. We should be getting past to approach any second. MDA is set. There's our decel point. There's another bit of traffic. Look, so we've got one on the left ahead of us. We've got one on the right ahead of us. I'd imagine we're going to be slotted in behind the aircraft that's on the right-hand side for the TCAS. Because it looks like he's being vectored in quite nicely in the SID, into the star. You can't see his lights though, so looking ahead for the lights. Can't see that one. I can't see the other guy. Sasha, awesome. Yeah, the A320neo is very nice to fly. So we've got ground spoilers armed early. Signs are on, lights are all on as required. All we need to do is the cabin crew all call.
Malik Control, good evening. It's iFly 156, flight level 340, inbound knock it.
And fly the ILS. Get flaps down, we're going to have full flap landing. I think we're number 3 as well, David, yeah.
And report in ready 46.
You're a little bit silent, so I didn't copy all.
I'm glad other people are having difficulties hearing him.
I will change my volume. Sorry.
I flight 156, you are clear to move Malay via MUGBA to Alpha arrival for runway 36 ILS Zulu and report ready for descent.
Don't need terrain map because we know that there's nothing else but water below, and that's at 0 feet, so
there's a MUGBA 3 Alpha arrival.
Don't need to worry about that.
Please for the ILS 36 Zulu.
Yeah, the dev version does have auto land, Ryan. Yeah, sorry, I missed your question there. Thanks for Ryan, Doctor on board for answering that for me. Appreciate that. You can see the VOR now giving us a direction to the airfield. There's
16 take approach on 119.7.
Contact approach 119.7 for iFly 165. Thanks for the ATC. Enjoy the event. Good night.
You too.
1181. Malay approach, good evening, iFly 165, information kilo on board, A320neo, and heading at 270 degrees, 6,000 feet.
Alpha 165, Malay approach, hello, you identified, continuity sent to 4,000 feet, expect ILS approach, runway 36.
Continue descent, 4,000 feet, expect ILS, runway 36, iFly 165. I can see he's coming in there, so I'm going to slow down a bit.
Express India 411, continuity sent to 8,000 feet.
continuing descent to 8,000 feet expressly.
Sasha, we don't need icing today, should be okay. The aeroplane will actually tell us.
158 Lima, turn right heading 185.
It will actually tell us if there's icing. But it's all on, mostly on auto anyway. ProP, for example, is auto. We don't need to worry about wing icing and things because it is plus 27 degrees outside. So definitely no need to worry about icing too much, I don't think. If it pops up, then obviously we'll need to put it on. $30 miles to go, 30 to Tekau, so about 40 miles track. Indicated 235 knots.
Say again, sir?
235 knots, reducing to 220, I fly 165.
Alpha 165, maintain speed to 40 knots until advised.
Maintain 240 knots until advised, I fly 165.
Vesta 158 Lima, descend to flight level, station descend to 5,000 feet.
Descend 5,000 feet.
So this is where stuff goes a bit wrong. Because it wipes everything out.
158 Lima, reduce speed to 210 or less.
This is a major bug in the sim, well, in the fly-by-wire mod at the moment. You can see there it's all just completely bugged out on us. But we're on vectors, so we're okay.
Alpha 165, proceed direct to Wrexham.
Just say again for the waypoint at iFly 165.
Alpha 165, proceed direct to Wrexham, descend to 3,000 feet.
Descend 3,000 feet and could I get the waypoint in text please, iFly 165?
37 established on the localize.
Alpha 137, resume normal speed, contact tower 118.1 per flight.
Normal speed, tower 118.1, goodbye.
Raxon.
Alpha 165, it's Romeo Alpha X-ray Alpha, station Oscar in November.
Roger, thank you, direct Raxon, iFly 165. Oof. How are we doing here? And then we've got Tekal. Okay, that's okay. It seems to have woke itself up. Check this. That's all the data's still there, which is good. Matthew, yes, you can only do one ditching, can't you? Yeah, another direct. They're tempting fate with this, aren't they, guys?
Vesta 58 Lima, turn right heading 270.
Okay, and then we've only got one frequency left to tune, so that's one less thing for us to worry about. Raxon, though, literally is where Tekal is, which is a bit confusing. And I can't find it on any charts. Ah, it's for the ILS Zulu, that's why.
Vesta 158 Lima, descend 4,000 feet and left turn right heading to...
Okay, that makes sense. So he's given us the ILS Zulu, even though that we were configured, especially for the approach that we're using, we should have been given the ILS Yankee. So that's why I couldn't find it. It's on another chart. Oh, there we go, Ashley, thank you. Good grief, I hate that delay on the stream. 240 as requested, iFly 165.
Alpha 165, you may now reduce to 10 or less.
Reduce to 180 or less, iFly 165.
Alpha 165, negative 210 or less.
210 or less, iFly 165.
Thank you. Vesta 158 Lima, reduce
We got
report indicator speed now.
one off the wing. Can't see him. You can see him on TCAS.
Vesta 58 Lima, reduce speed to 190 knots or less. Location 190 knots.
Oh yeah, so as we were just saying there, Raxon's come from the fact he's given us the ILS Zulu instead of the ILS Yankee.
Descend to 4,000 feet now.
So we're at 3,000. We're at our clean speed of 210. Yeah, actually, thanks. And we can go ding dong, get in your seats. Bring that radius right in. We'll focus on the 10-mile radius.
Descend 2,000 feet.
Descend 2,000 feet, I fly 165. There's back there's the runway through the darkness. Tried to land with no landing gear. I would love to hear, there's the rad out kicking in, 2,500. I would love to hear.
Delta 58 Lima, continue descend to 3,000 feet.
Descend to 3,000 feet, Vista 58 Lima.
For a water landing in this. Give it a good go.
Express India 411, descend to 7,000 feet.
Oh, we're coming in hot.
Express India 411.
So 2,000 set, ILS Zulu, climb on a radial 355 MLE to 4,000 feet, proceed direct to Ancum and hold or as directed. So 4,000 for our missed approach, our tan thanks, I must have missed that. They've been really quiet actually on the radio, so I've been struggling to hear little details like that. Ground speed, what is your ground around out that you put ready? 4,000, but we'll do that go around altitude in a second. John Mariner, hello. We can see the runway, which is where the cursor is for you guys. So we're now being vectored in for final approach. 18 miles to the runway. Andrew, the numbers with the TCAS basically shows you if it's an up arrow, we're above it, if it's down arrow, below, and beyond that,
at flight level 210, descending to flight level 1.
the numbers basically show the altitude. Birdman, I think so, yes.
Location India 196. India 196, Mumbai approach, hello, you are in
7 miles. Kind of want to start thinking about slowing down. We're at green dots, let's go flaps 1. Let's just think ahead of the game here a little bit. Ahead of what they want us to do. Slats, flaps will help us reduce speed quicker as well. So we're going to be getting a right turn in a second, look.
Mali approach, Air India 390, descending to 6,000 feet out of 10,000.
India 390, Mali approach, hello sir, you are identified. Continue descend to 6,000 feet, expect ILS approach runway 36.
Expecting 36 down to 6,000, thanks Air India 390.
Vista 158 Lima, direct direction, clear for the ILS approach runway 36, that's clear for...
Oh, there's 2 on zeros, there we go, landing checklist has popped up. We're close enough now. So we've just got landing gear and flaps to throw out. Good news is we've got about three and a bit miles to reduce speed once we get established before we hit the glide slope at 2,000 feet from Raxon, so one could put TCAS into ABS mode like a sociopath. What's that then? Come on, neat. Oh well, I'm just going to hit ILS intercept. He's not told me, but he's going to bugger my approach if I don't. little bit of wiggly waggly. Did he say 210 or less? I thought he said reduce speed 210 knots. We'll do 200 and see what he does, see how he reacts.
Resta 158 Lima, descend to 2000 feet, clear for the ILS approach and
Mic check, yep.
36 reports up.
Ah, that's good, Ashley.
ILS approach, runway 26. Resta 158 Lima.
It's not cleared me for the ILS, but I might suggest to him that I've established already. When's the glide slope hit? 2 miles. I fly 165 established.
Copy 165, contact tower 118.1, bye-bye.
Tower 118.1 for I fly 165. Thanks for the ATC, enjoy the event, good night.
Good night.
Mile Tower, good evening. I fly 165, A32NX with Kilo, established on the ILS runway 36, 7 miles to land.
I fly 165, Mile Tower, very good evening. Your number 2 continue approach, wind check 290 degrees at on 5 knots.
Number 2, continue. I fly 165. Centurio, hello. Sean, hello as well.
Sri Lanka 101, back is from.
We're nice and established here. We're just about to hit glide slope. There we go.
Taxiing to standard point, Sri Lanka 101.
We'll let the aeroplane slow down now. Go gear down, we're at 5 miles. Get my feet comfy on the rudder pedals again. There's that crosswind, look. 17 knots.
I'll catch you later. Thanks for visiting Maldives. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Let's start to slow down. $4,000 set for our missed approach. 2 stages of flaps left. Let's get number 3 out. Nick, yeah, if you don't establish quite neatly, the controllers might just send you around.
1,000.
I think we're going to struggle to get off at Bravo 5. I'm going to try. Full flaps. Ah, yeah, you did indeed. Okay, ECAM memos, no blue. Let that speed settle.
58 Lima. Establish on the localizer.
Oof, I don't know.
Lima, Mala Tower, good evening, number 2 continue approach, wind check 290 degrees 15 knots, is to minimum approach speed.
Continue approach.
We're still 60 tons, we're heavy. Need clearance. Land mode.
100 above. 300.
I fly 165 short finals.
I fly 165 clear to land runway 36, surface wind 290 degrees 15 knots.
Cleared land 36, I fly 165. Nice if they had a centre line.
After landing, expedite vacating the runway.
30. 20. Retard.
Trying to talk to me while I'm trying to land. Let's see if I can get her for Bravo 5. She's a bit of manual braking as well. No, we've missed it. I mean, if it was 1.8, it would be absolutely no problem at all, but it's not. Look at that, we're going head on now. Let's try and get back Just trying to help him out.
Airline 165, a warm welcome to Malay after vacating the runway, taxi to stand of your own choice.
Roger, after vacating, taxi standard choice, was iFly 165. This is Bravo 5. And iFly 165, runway vacated.
Airline 165, thanks. Brake breaker, this 58 level clear to land runway 36 after in 290 degrees at 15 knots.
Oh well, we'll go straight ahead because I remember there's no taxi lines or anything here. Map check, I took over to manually brake effectively and I used about sort of 50%, 75% brakes without it being an emergency stop. Can't see a chuffing thing. Definitely click that. There we go. So, what was the distance between him touching down? There we go. Oh, we had loads of time. Matthew, yeah. In the sim though, you can't trust it. That's the only thing. Oh, yikes. There we go. We get that beacon off. There we are, we're getting all the ground equipment.
Warm welcome to Malay, backtrack runway and taxi to stand of your own choice.
Crikey. Oh, there he is. Barely see him. Steps have gone to the wrong door, but oh well. There we go, we've got a whole load of aeroplanes coming in behind us, so ordinarily you guys know that I would wait for everybody to land, but let me show you Valanta. I'm conscious that the airport's already full, so have a look at that for a messy route. 7th person to arrive there today. Look at that carnage building in behind us as well, good grief. Review the flight, there's our little route, there's our little strange backwards L that we've drawn thanks to the vectors, and then touchdown, 313 foot per minute, 1.62 G. It seemed a lot smoother than that, but then I guess I did try and get it down quick. So a little bit bumpy. A little bit heavy, I should say, but otherwise all good. The steps have actually gone to the rear doors. How cool is that? Didn't even know that was a thing.
Tower, runway vacated, Vista 58 Lima.
Vista 58 Lima, thanks.
Pretty awesome. Thanks to Jonathan. What was that? For a kind donation, of course, as well, earlier on during the stream. Welcome to all of our new subscribers to the channel as well. And be sure to join us tomorrow. We're going to be back in the 787-10 Dreamliner with the Heavy Division mod, the very latest version of that, of course. We're going to be heading out of Addis Ababa in Ethiopia for a real-world Ethiopian Airlines flight over to the stunning Seychelles. And we've got the FSDG's really fantastic payware scenery for the Seychelles in Microsoft Flight Simulator to go and enjoy for that little 3 and a bit hour flight across the ocean. But catering with stairs, yeah, who knows what it's doing. We'll run with it. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you've got any questions about Vatsim events or anything like that, head to our Discord server and ask away. And don't forget, you can always join us on the controller sessions like next Saturday at Manchester Airport. Yeah, we're back in the Dreamliner for tomorrow. Hope you all enjoy the rest of Saturday or Sunday, depending on where you are in the world. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another live stream. As always, thanks for watching.
Clear to land 36, Air India 390, thanks.